Happy Freedom Week, everybody. Yeah, this is real. Thank goodness I signed up for this little newsletter. Crazy, stupid, cheap. With below, get an AR-10, Palmetto State Armory PA-10, 308 for $570. Holy shit. Do you know what that means? Right? An AR-10 bolt carrier is usually $250 and up. I mean, the barrels alone are usually like $300. To get the whole rifle for $570, that's absurd. Like with tax and shipping, whatever, you're talking about a $600 AR-10. Wow. Now, you can get an AR-15 for like $500. There's so many of them around. There's so many brands making them now that like it's common to find a $500-600 AR-15, and you can get a pretty decent quality one. Nothing crazy, but it's pretty awesome. We're talking about an AR-10. This is a 308, which, I mean, to cross 308 off the list for $570 is absolutely effing insane. I see AR-15s pop up all the time for like $500-600, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, right? It's nice to see that Palmetto State Armory is, first of all, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're making good stuff, and they're putting it out there for the people. I don't anticipate this to always be the most affordable brand, because once a brand like this gets out there, their price starts going up. And yes, in the next 10 years, PSA prices will be going up. Yeah, so like I could see an AR-15 for this price and be like, cool, you know, I'm glad that's out there. I'm glad my fellow Americans can get deals like this. But an AR-10, I honestly thought the cheapest I was ever going to be able to go was around $1,000 to put an AR-10 together. And I've been perusing parts here and there. I've been looking at stuff, putting stuff in my car, taking stuff out. I haven't committed, right? I didn't want to just Frankenstein some shit together. But I still wanted to get the price cut of shopping and picking out different parts and getting good deals on them. The problem is then you end up with a Frankenstein gun and it might not go together well. What's really cool about this, it takes all the worry out of it, is if you match up their Gen 3 upper to their Gen 3 lower, they're a guaranteed fit. And it's going to work because they already have everything calculated out for this buffer, for this spring, for this barrel, for the gas, and for the gas block. Like, they already know this system works, and it's getting bundled up into two parts here and sold to you. By the way, you can't even buy one of their rifles complete for this much money. So this is a pretty freaking awesome deal. And you know all this stuff is going to work. It's going to go together great. It's going to match. It's going to look good. And it's going to fire. I recently talked to a buddy of mine that put together a Franken gun that just does not fire. And now he has to guess and figure out what's going on with it and replace parts to get it to work, or just sell it to somebody at a loss and let them figure out what's going on. I know I don't have to worry about that with this because these are all bundled together and put together already. You just have to attach them to each other. And for the price, that's just absolutely insane. So I actually, when I first saw this, I thought it was like a misprint. I thought I wasn't seeing it right. I really thought this was just another AR-15 for the $600 price tag. But when I saw, I saw AR-10 and I was like, what? No. And then I saw 308 under it and I was like, oh, that's it. Gotta have 308 crossed off the list. And like I said, I never thought I'd be able to do it for this low. And the cool thing is you can upgrade this rifle. You can always put a different barrel on it. As long as it's the DPMS pattern, you should be able to upgrade the barrel, stuff like that. Now, to be fair, this is coming in at as a pretty basic AR-10, as you could imagine. This is a non chrome lined barrel. So I'm just going to put that out there. I am very well aware of that. I have no problem buying a non-chromed barrel in this setup. I can always buy a different barrel from Faxon Firearms, or I mean, there's a couple different makers that are making barrels and stuff like that. To be honest with you guys, I might have bought this for this price, even if it didn't come with a barrel. Like, this would still be a good price to get everything other than a barrel. And then you just spend a couple $100 on your barrel and, you know, attach it to the rifle. But they're going to already sell you a barrel. And like I said, it's not chrome lined. But at this price, it's almost one of these things where, like, you know, I could either upgrade that barrel, or for the price of it, I could probably just buy a couple more of those barrels. And, like, you know, I'm sure they're not going to last forever, but if you get them really cheap, you know, who cares if they don't last the longest if you have 2 more of them sitting around at home? I'm sure you're going to be able to put 10,000 rounds through either of these barrels. You know, it shouldn't be an issue. And I've been hearing good things about Palmetto State Armory. Like I said earlier, they've put their money where their mouth is. They got a ton of equipment, like really good high-grade equipment. There's plenty of gun tubers that have toured their shop. It's actually very surprising that some of the stuff that they're coming out with. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I almost bought a Jackal from them instead of getting my Zastava AK. I did have to go with the classic AK pattern though. And along those lines, I was going to get a 308 in the same pattern. I was going to get a Zastava M77, and I figured that was a good way to cross off 308 off my list. An M77 is $1,400. You know, $1,400 is a world of a difference from $570, right? So that is very cool, and it gives me a different kind of gun to build on where I can upgrade the barrel later. And what's really cool about this, like, yeah, I picked up the cheapest Gen 3 lower package that they have, which is this one for $168. Now, normally their lower is $400, and this upper, where's the upper? This $399 upper is normally $840. Right, so this still would be like an $1,150 package if you bought these together from them without this sale going on. And yeah, actually the 308 rifle, their AR-10, is typically priced higher than the other stuff that they sell. So seeing them come in at this price, this is a crazy, stupid deal. And I wanted to share this with you guys since my order is already complete. And I don't have to worry about my stuff not coming in now. So yeah, my order's cleared. So if anybody else wants to cash in on something awesome like this, if you don't have a 308, there's lots of reasons to have one. Just like there's more reasons to have a 308 than there are reasons to not have one. Just IMO. It's a larger cartridge, so that's always awesome. And the most important thing is it's very common. There will always be 308. Like, we're never going to run out of that. It's right up there with 5.56 and I would say 7.62 by 39, but that's becoming a little bit harder to get. The point is, we'll always have 308, and it gives you a different type of bullet, especially comparing to the most common bullet here, which is the 5.56. They are polar opposites of each other. 5.56 kills with velocity. A 308 kills with crushing power. It's a bigger, heavier bullet, so you can reach out further without the wind pushing it around as much. So just really, really good to have. And I'm pretty sure most gun tubers will agree. There's more positive reasons to having a 308 rifle sitting around than there are negatives, because you never know. Ammo might start running out, and of course, your specialty guns will all get put away, but we'll almost always be able to get 308 ammo. Same thing with 7.62 by 51. It's the same cartridge size, but one of them has thinner walls. 308 is the higher pressure cartridge. That's the most important part. So if it can handle a 308, from my understanding of it, it can handle a 7.62 by 51 because it's the same dimension. It just has a little bit less powder in it. So 308 is the one you want, right? Push comes to shove and there's only 7.62 by 51. I'm sure you can make that work. From what I'm understanding is you don't want to do that the other way around. You don't want to get a 7.62 by 51 barrel and then put a 308 in it, because the 308 operates under higher pressure. So 308 is just, it's the one you want. And I haven't seen any other deals for this kind of price, where you also don't have to run the risk of building a Frankenstein rifle. Like this rifle's already built, yo. It's already built. They've tested it, and then they've just taken it apart in 2 parts and sold it that way. So it's like I'm buying a complete rifle already. Obviously, I might have to do a little bit of work to it. I don't anticipate it being anything terrible. I look forward to seeing what this whole process entails, right? So I ordered mine. I don't think you're going to see a better deal on this. Even this guy says crazy stupid cheap, an AR-10 308 for 570. This is the lowest I have ever seen this. He's right. This is the lowest you're ever going to see this. In fact, the other thing that I thought when I first saw this and I saw the price and I realized that it was an AR-10 for 570 bucks, I was like, okay, it's going to be their Gen 1. Yeah, that's what it is. It's going to be their Gen 1, or it's going to be some kind of mismatched shit, or it's going to be blemished. This is Gen 3. That's awesome. And none of this is blemished. I went through their site. I looked at all their deals. This is not a blemished deal. In fact, they have a blemished deal, and it actually costs $30 more than this setup for the upper, for a blemished upper. I don't know why they did that. Obviously, this is just a really good freaking deal. It might even be a mistake on their website, but it's going through, and it charged me the proper amount of money. So it works. Like, you can buy this from their website. It will work, and you will get your stuff. For the lower, you're going to have to give them an FFL, and they will send your lower to the FFL. I think the upper can just come straight to you. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this thing. Can't wait to put it together and to actually look at it and compare it to my other rifles that are definitely not $600 rifles. So this will be very interesting, and I can't wait to actually take this to a longer range and kind of compare this 308 with the 7.62 by 39 AK that I'm working on. And obviously when I get a chance, I'll compare it to my Daniel Defense as well. But you cannot beat 308 for $570. Yeah, the other thing about PSA and their AR-10s, they are kind of becoming the, I'm just going to say it, they are the Glock of the AR-10 world. Which means that when somebody's making AR-10 parts now, they're going to say to themselves, hey, let's make sure that our stuff is compatible with the PSA stuff, because a lot of people have the PSA AR-10 configuration. So if we want to sell to that market, let's make sure that our stuff works with the PSA stuff. I've been seeing a lot of that, so that's always a good sign. I don't think Palmetto State Armory is going anywhere. So, I feel more than confident in giving them $600 for an AR-10. So, pretty damn happy with this today. I don't know if you guys can tell how freaking excited I am, but like, yeah, I'm happy as shit today. Like, damn. Way to go, me. Anyway, let me know if you ordered one of these. You can get a different lower for like $40 more from them. It's gonna have like a different stock on it and stuff. But I'll be honest with you guys, I'm gonna reach out to my friends at Fab Defense and see if they can get me a stock that has a shock absorber in it and an adjustable cheek riser. I think I can get one of those for probably like $100. And for this caliber and how punchy it is, I think that would be probably the first thing I would want to do is get a stock on there with a shock absorber. So, like if I'm gonna do all that stuff, I might as well get the cheapest lower possible with the cheapest stock on there because I'm gonna be replacing it. So, can't wait to see how all this stuff comes in, and I'm gonna do some videos just showing the base $570 rifle that I'm getting out of this, and then obviously we'll start upgrading it and we'll see what the people at FAB Defense have to say about it. So I'm excited, and yeah, I will see you on the next one. Later, everybody.